This video covers quick actions for Day2 provisioning and diagnostics. First is the Access Interface Configuration Quick Action. A campus operator on a day-to-day basis might need to modify access interface configuration, be it assigning VLANs, changing the port state or description, or assigning interface profiles. Let's look at the workflow for assigning an interface profile to multiple ports on multiple switches. This functionality uses CloudVision's broader tags functionality where we can logically group devices into various views, such as campus, campus pod, access pod, etc. On making the campus, campus pod, and access pod selection, the user is presented with a front panel port view of all the devices in that wiring closet. The existing profile assignments can be seen for the interfaces, and there are built-in checks to prevent misconfigurations by blocking fabric links, non-compliant devices, and inactive devices. Select the interfaces and assign the profile. These profiles are defined by the operator in the Access Interface Configuration Studio. If a user only wishes to change the description, switch port mode, or the VLAN on a port, the advanced options can be used after making the port selection. The operator can now review the changes, ensure everything looks good, and submit the change control. Or the operator could directly submit the changes and skip going through the complete change control process. In this case, changes are immediate and take place directly. CloudVision will build the change, validate that it looks correct and that the devices can accept the new configuration, and finally deploy the changes to each of the impacted switches. The Interface Diagnostics Quick Action consists of two tests, cable test and interface cycle test. Let's look at the cable test first. The cable test is useful for base T cables and helps determine a faulty cable and detect the distance to fault. Select the device and the interface on which you want to run the test. Note that this is a disruptive action. We can check the results once the diagnostics are run. We see here that the cable is shorted, and we see that the distance to the fault is 1 meters and 3 meters for pairs 3 and 4. Now let's look at the interface cycle test. This feature is useful for base T ports and the interfaces that are administratively enabled. Select the device and the interface on which you want to run the test. There are two options available here. One is administrative cycle and maintaining the PoE, which could be useful for resetting a non-responsive or stuck port. The other option is PoE cycle, which could be useful for troubleshooting PoE connectivity issues with a connected device by forcing a power reset without having to unplug it physically. Check the results once the diagnostics are run. Administrative state, operational status, order negotiation status, and PoE status metrics are available to check the status of the diagnostics.